Welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt-out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today we're kind of exploring confidence, hide and seek. How does it appear and disappear so much and so easily, it seems, doesn't it? Like some days it feels like you could take on the world and everyone in it and everything, every activity that you want to do in your business, in your life, wherever it is. And then other days you just want to get into a box and hide, don't you? Like the fluctuations in it can be huge. From one day to the next, from one moment to the next. And when we feel it slipping away, we can find ourselves looking for it outside. So we might have some things we do. We might use affirmations, or we might have some other practice that we do that we think, that we believe brings us back into a state of confidence. And it probably does, not because affirmations replace something or put your confidence back in, but while you're doing an affirmation, you're not thinking about the thing that you need to do. So you're experiencing yourself in a completely different way, and that's all it is. It's like when I do my 60-second pitch on a networking event, and people will say, or even people in coaching sessions, people who are around me will say, I just feel really calm in your presence. You make me feel calm. And I spend a lot of time pointing out to people that that's not the case. I don't create the calm. When someone is listening to me, they're not thinking about themselves for a little while. They're not caught up here thinking about the things they've got to do today, or the row they had with the other half this morning, or the other things that we tend to think about that create stressful feelings in our body. And for a moment or two, that there's no thought, there's just presence and listening, which I hope is your experience as you listen to this today. And in those moments, we fall back, we access, we reveal the essence of who we really are. And really, confidence does not fluctuate. Confidence is this rock solid, it's one of those innate or inherent capacities, qualities, whatever you want to call them. It's at your core, it's who you really are. And then you've learned to think, and you've learned to think some pretty rubbishy things about yourself and your capabilities. You know, because when you were little, somebody said you were a bit rubbish at something, or said you were fat, or said you were ugly, or said you can't do that, or you sounded stupid, or you had a silly voice, or your hair didn't look right, or your bum looked big in that, or the list goes on, doesn't it? We've just learned some really rubbishy things about ourselves and our capabilities. But none of those things are true. None of those things are who you really are. And the reason you have this sense of now you see me, now you don't with confidence is just because of how much thinking you've got and your general state of mind, your mood that you're in. You've probably noticed that if you're tired and hungry, your confidence isn't quite so good because you're fluctuating. And you fluctuate more, and you tend to not have such good thinking when you are tired and hungry. When Bruce and I got lost on Saturday in our supposedly 8-mile walk that turned into a 12.5-mile walk, we were grumpy with each other and snappy with each other because we're in a low mood, and therefore we had low mood thinking, and therefore we were grumpy with each other. But we were both in a place of understanding that, which meant it didn't turn into anything massive. It was just a bit of snipiness, a bit of hangriness towards each other. And this is the joy of this three principles conversation, is that we've been told it all the wrong way around. We've been told that confidence, that there's a hole in our confidence, it's lacking in some way, and then we have to go and get it from the outside world. But as soon as you start to look in the direction of, oh, this is an innate quality that gets covered over by my fluctuating thinking, my fluctuating beliefs, my fluctuating conditioning, and provides me the sense of it, the confidence appearing and disappearing. Really, it's the other way round. It's the thoughts that appear and disappear and cover over your confidence. And there are places you can really get curious about seeing this. So one of the beautiful places to see it is just to, the next time you're at a family party and there's, a wedding or a christening or something like that, and there's little children around, just notice how they are. How when the music comes on, they're at it straight away, aren't they? Little bottoms wiggling and off they go dancing. No, they don't care what anybody else thinks about them. They don't doubt their ability to dance. No doubt at all that they can dance. They don't. They are naturally in tune with the music as well, usually, aren't they? So there's that. That's one of the places that, and you were that baby, that toddler was you, and then all the stuff you learnt came over the top. And the other place you can see it right now in yourself is that, have you noticed, like, that you don't feel confident about doing something until you're actually doing it? And the reason that is because when you're thinking about doing the thing, you're thinking about doing the thing. Which sounds like a repetition of the same sentence, but I'm trying to emphasize for you that your head is full of thoughts about about how you're not going to look good, about will you remember your words, or will you look stupid, or whatever else. There's a multitude of self-doubting thoughts, aren't there, which I tend to think are what covers a confidence over is self-doubt. But once you're actually doing the thing that you were doubting you could do, you're just present and you're delivering whatever it is and you're getting on with it. And it's reality, really. There are words coming out of your mouth. You're doing the thing that you didn't think you could do. You're talking to the people. You're speaking in front of an audience, whatever it is. You're asking the person out who you didn't think you could, and you're in a conversation with them. And so you haven't got the space to be engaged with all that thinking that was covering over your confidence. So you suddenly start to feel more confident. And you're like, hey, I've got this. I'm doing it. I'm actually, I'm actually doing the thing. And that is why it appears and disappears, why it seems to not be there. And then when you're doing the thing, it's suddenly there. Well, that's beautiful, isn't it? Because that, to me, shows that, like, if you're not feeling confident about a million, like if you search on the internet how to feel more confident, hundreds of millions of hits you'll get. There's 100 million things you could do to apparently boost your confidence. But actually, doing the thing is so simple and so effective in terms of experiencing that instant access to confidence. And it shows us, doesn't it, that it's always there. And wow, there's kind of something that's emerging here that isn't quite coming to my mouth from my head at the moment, but it's like it is a revealing process. And the fact that you could do an affirmation and feel confident, you could listen to my voice and feel more confident, you could do the thing and feel more confident, you could do a little dance and feel more confident, because there are millions of things you do, and that it shows you that the confidence isn't coming from any of those things that you're doing outside you. It can't be, because it's not consistent for everybody. It's not even consistent for you, because you probably noticed that sometimes you do a thing and it doesn't really help like it used to, or some days it helps and some days it doesn't. But doing the thing always always helps, because the confidence is always there. So I'm not saying don't do anything, but I'm saying understand that the confidence is there and look to reveal it. And I think the more you look towards revealing it rather than adding it in, there's a heck of a lot less for you to do. Because how much time are you wasting faffing around doing things to try and find your confidence outside of you, to put it back in when it was never not there in the first place? And secondly, you'll just catch glimpses of it all the time if you start to sit with the idea that it's already there. If you look in that, it's almost like you're looking over here for confidence. I'm saying, come and look over here for it. Just come and look over here. Start looking in this direction. And as you start to look in that direction, you will have those moments where you just notice it and you just connect to it. And you don't need to go looking for it outside of you, because it's already there. And so it's just this conversation, this wonderful inside-out conversation, really is about looking at things differently. I'm not saying don't do affirmations, not saying don't do other tools that you think make you feel more confident, but understand why they're helpful. And that the confidence is inside you. It isn't outside you. It's 100%. Everybody's got it in exactly the same amount. 100% of people. 100% of the time. It's just that sometimes it's covered over by our old conditioned thinking, which is just a product of the past and nothing to do with your present moment capabilities. So hopefully that's helpful in seeing, why do we play confidence hide and seek, or why does it feel like we're playing confidence hide and seek? How it suddenly appears and disappears. Keep looking towards it being one of your innate qualities, and I guarantee it will just emerge more and more in your life. Hope you found that helpful. Lots of love. Take care. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.